Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that first video about brushing. Oscar's been brushed all over. I'm going to now do his nail clipping. I'm wearing my funny goggles again because sometimes nails can flick off and sometimes they do actually go towards my eyes, so eye protection so that I don't get a nail in my eye. Nail clippers, you just go to your pet store, local pet store, and get some dog nail clippers. It's as easy as that. There's a few different types, but these are just the general ones. These are one big and one small. Big dogs, little dogs. I use this for Oscar and I use this for my bigger dog Red, which I will also do Red's nails in this video. So I'm going to use these ones for Oscar. So nails. I am going to show you a diagram of a dog's nail and show you where you're supposed to be cutting the dog's nail using that diagram. But general rule, if your dog's nails are touching the ground when they walk, they need cutting. Oscar's nails don't touch the ground. As he walks there, you can see they're pretty good. But I can still take some length off that, which I will. But that's a general rule. If your dog's nails touching the ground when they're standing like that, they need to be cut. This is because they will end up making their paws start to edge up like this if the nails are touching the ground, and that's starting to change the way their feet are, and that's not good for your dog. So you need to be making sure your dog's nails are cut regularly. There's two different types of nails, which are easier ones and harder ones. Harder ones are black nails. Easier ones are white nails. So if your dog has white nails, it should be a lot easier for you to cut their nails. So I'm going to start with white because Oscar does have a couple of white nails. So these are his nails. His white nails. Only got a couple. As you can see here, these are his white nails. I don't know if you can see, but he has a pink bit of the nail and a white bit of the nail. We don't want to be cutting that pink bit. That pink bit is called the quick, which is the blood supply to the nail. If we cut that, that's when the dog's nail bleeds. So we're trying not to cut that pink bit. Sometimes with dog's nails, the quick will grow in a little sort of claw-like, a little bit past where you can physically see that pink part. So as a general rule, I'll cut a couple of millimeters past where that pink part is. I'll show you a diagram as well. So in this diagram, you can see where that quick is, and the cut line is a couple of millimeters past that quick. But that's a general rule, is that we're cutting, here's this pink bit here. I'll try and see if you can see it, but I'm not sure if you can with the lighting. There's his pink bit. He's kind of got like a little black line after his pink bit, and then he's got about 1/2 centimeter of white there. So I'm going to be cutting. I'll come a bit closer. I'm going to be cutting that white bit off. The way I hold their foot is just so that they're not actually pulling his foot in any wrong direction. Pull his hair away, push his nail out, and a quick cut. You've got to do a quick cut. As soon as you've located where you're going to cut, quick. So I'm locating where I'm going to cut. Done. Locating where I'm going to cut. Done. I wouldn't cut any shorter than that. So he's got his pink bit here, and then he's got about a couple of millimeters of white, so that's perfect. As a general rule, their nails will actually be the same on each of them. So he had about a couple of millimeters that could come off his nail, and that's going to be a general rule for the rest of his nails, that much can come off. But it's general. Don't think that that's what you're going to do with all the nails, because you might then go to the next nail and less has to be taken off that one. So you've got to be careful. Now the harder nails are the black nails. That's because you can't actually see where the quick is. So with a general rule on black nails is millimeter by millimeter until you've got just enough off. So as a general rule, I'm going to be taking a couple of millimeters off him, because I knew from his back white nails that that's how much can come off. Millimeter by millimeter. Now, if I was to cut his quick just a millimeter, it might bleed a little bit, but there's no problem with that whatsoever. We can put a little bit of Styptic powder on, which is this product here. Oh, you can't see, there's no label on it, but this is called Styptic powder, and this is just a clotting agent that goes on the end of the nails like a sand, and that can stop the bleeding and also just protect them from any infection. But if it's just literally just 1 millimeter that you've gone too short, it's not going to be a big issue. And that's why we go only millimeter by millimeter with these black nails. So they kind of got like a claw-like structure. I don't know if you can see with a black nail, it's a bit harder to see. He's got like a claw-like structure. It's a bit out of focus. And I'm just going to be taking the tip of that claw off. The hollow bit. And like I said, millimeter by millimeter. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just that tip of the nail off. And do that for each of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've gone 5 millimeters pretty much on each of those nails. Same for his one on there. The nails on the end can sometimes be a bit smaller or larger. As you get to know your dog, you'll know whether you can go further. So maybe the first time you do it, do a little bit less. And then as you're getting a bit more confident, maybe next time you could try going a little bit further with the nail. Like I said, if you make it bleed just that once, just a tiny bit, just a millimeter, it's not a big deal. Now don't forget about the dew claws. Dew claws are up here. They're generally longer than these nails just because they don't touch the ground, so they don't get grinded by the concrete. Same sort of process with these. He's got black ones, so it's a lot harder we can't see the quick there. So I'm just going to have to go millimeter by millimeter until I know where I can cut. Now, Oscar's my dog. I know how far I can go on him because I've cut his nails hundreds of times before, so I know I can just... general rule, if you're doing your dog's nails once every 2 weeks, your dog's nails would have grown by about 2 millimeters. So you can know, so he's had his done about 2 weeks ago. I know with that dew claw that I can take only about 2 mil off, because that's all it's grown since the last time I did it. Whereas if it's been ages, a lot more is going to come off. But just bit by bit, until you feel comfortable that you've taken off enough and that your dog's nails aren't touching the ground anymore. Different breeds are going to be different too. So, you know, this is just a general rule. Some dogs are going to be a little bit different. Some dogs don't need their nails cut. Some dogs, just the way that their foot arches, their nails just get grinded by the concrete. But generally they still need their dew claws done. Some dogs have rear dew claws, so make sure you check that your dog has a rear dew claw. You should probably know if your dog does or not, but only some of them, maybe 5% of dogs sometimes have rear dew claws. Oscar doesn't. So that's nail clipping. So just have a go, don't be scared. Just, as I said, look for the pink quick and cut a couple of millimeters past that. Otherwise, if they're black nails, millimeter by millimeter, and until you feel happy. If you end up hitting that quick, it's no big deal because it's literally only the tip of it and it's just a tiny little prick of blood. You could probably use some other sort of home remedy clotting agent if they do bleed, like toothpaste or something like that, or corn flour. Okay, I'll do Red's nails next. Okay, this is Red. He's my other dog. He is a Kelpie cross, cattle dog cross, Border Collie. Yes, I'm talking. Yes, I am. Both my dogs are triad breeds. So I'm just going to show you how to do his nails. It's a little bit different to Oscar because he's got bigger nails pretty much, and he's a big dog, so it would be good for you to watch a big dog being done. He's just had a bath and a blow dry. So here are his nails here. Red's never liked his bath, blow dry, nails, anything, but he's been having it ever since he was a pup. So he tolerates it, but he doesn't enjoy it like Oscar does. So it's good to sort of show a dog like that as well. He's a good dog though. He's got that loyalty in him, so he'll do what he's told because he's being a good boy. So if we have a look at Red's nails, he's got mostly white nails. And his are actually a lot. They don't need as much cut off. They are long though. They do need to be cut, especially these back ones. And you know, I don't bath him that often. I bath him about every 2 months even. So he'll get his nails done then. If they're looking a bit like they need to be done in the meantime, I will do them. So with his nails, I'll use the bigger, more sturdy nail clippers, but it's the same process where you just got to be a quick nick at it is your best bet. So I've just got his foot up like this. This nail he doesn't need too much off, just the tip. So just the tiniest tip like that. These nails a bit more. I can see is quick under there, but it's always good to get those tips off like that. Some of the nails might not even need any off, and that's fine. You just skip them. He bites his nails sometimes too, because he doesn't like us doing it. He'll bite them to try and get them shorter. So I'm just getting these bits off here. With his dew claws, because he's a bigger dog, I am able to just sort of grab his dew claw like this and cut while he's standing. And same with this one over here. Good boy. So this foot, you could even, if with a big dog, if it's easier, you can just come in and do it while they're standing, if they'll let you, just depending on what they prefer for you to hold them. Same process though. If he's going to move his hand, I'll move with him. But just a quick motion, just getting that tip, not going near that quick. Good boy. Back ones, same thing, just lifting his back leg like that. I rest my elbow on the table. Another hint with clipping the nails, you don't want to be having your nail clippers just going all over the place. You want them to be steady. So what I actually do is I rest them against my hand so that they're steady. So I'll hold his leg up, put my elbow on the table so that I've got stability there. And then I'll move my hand up where the clippers can actually rest on my hand. This is so that the clippers aren't just moving around. I actually know then I've got a steady hand pretty much and clip. So they're always touching my hand. You might notice that when I clip dogs' nails. I've always got the nail clippers touching my palm for stability. You turn around and do your other one. Good boy. So, confidence is key as well. If they sense that you are nervous, they'll try and pull away a lot more because, of course, they'll trust you if they know that you're confident in what you're doing, which will come with practice. There, all done.